If a doctor kills your kid in Texas, the law limits what you can recover, not based on what your child means to you, but based on what the state has already established. Most people hear that and they say, you got to be exaggerating. I've sat down with many families at homes and hospitals and had to explain what the Texas laws have done to limit the recovery from their loss of their loved one. The law puts strict limits on things like pain and suffering and loss of companionship. In Texas, the law caps the loss of life, a human loss, a real human being, at $250,000. They're capped at $250,000 per doctor, per hospital or healthcare facility, with a maximum of $500,000 for a life. That means in most cases, the total recovery for a loss of a loved one is $750,000. No matter how devastating the loss. And that's before burial costs, case expenses, attorney fees, and just anything that the family needs monetarily. Needless to say, the years that it takes to get to trial. Now let's compare that on the scale of the system. Surgeons can make hundreds, if not millions a year. Hospital systems generate billions of dollars. When these caps were put in place, they weren't framed as limiting recovery. They were framed as protecting a broken system. Supporters say that these laws help keep frivolous lawsuits out of court and to keep healthcare costs down. Critics argue that it limits liability in some of the most serious cases where the harm can't be measured to lost wages. What's not debatable is this. I know personally and have seen it. The law caps and puts limits on what a family can recover, regardless of how the injury occurred or the death. The law puts a limit on part of your loss, and most people don't know what that number is until they need to know. If you've lost a loved one to medical negligence in Texas or anywhere, call me.